Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. I am sick and tired of the fake news or the lie that Igbo people of Nigeria do not love themselves. This lie has been going on for so long. And I have been disregarding it, but somebody told me to talk about it because he wanted to know my view on this matter. And the sad part of it is that even some people of Igbo extraction have been regurgitating this lie. So this video is to correct that impression and to show proof that Igbos indeed love themselves, just as Yorubas love themselves, Igbos love themselves, Igbos love themselves, Fulanis love themselves. In fact, you can say that Igbos love themselves even more, given the fact of what they have passed through in Nigeria. And the records are there to prove that indeed they love themselves. It's not true. All these fabricated stories of Igbos not liking themselves or not loving themselves. How could you say that a people that fought a civil war for 3 years, they don't love themselves? For 3 years, they were united and fighting for survival and fighting against genocide for 3 years. And they fought gallantly for survival. And in fact, that civil war would have dragged on like the Angolan Civil War, if not that there were no big powers in support of the South, in the support of the Igbos in that civil war. No major power like Russia behind them. Russia was supporting federal government of Nigeria. US was supporting federal government of Nigeria. United Kingdom was supporting Federal Republic of Nigeria. China was with federal government of Nigeria. There were basically no world power behind the Igbos in that war. And that was because the world powers conspired to ensure that the Igbos doesn't succeed in seceding from Nigeria, because they were frightened about the capacity of the Igbos. Because look at it, the person that gave the British hell in Nigeria was Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. He was the person that was jailed. He was jailed. He was the one that went on exile to Ghana, set up newspapers in Ghana and all that. So there was big conspiracy to ensure that, look, if these people emerge and they are coming from an area that is where the oil of Nigeria is domiciled, so they are not getting clear. They weren't getting clarity on what Ojukwu and Co want to do with the oil. So the world powers preferred to support the Nigerian government, where they are sure of what Gowon was talking about the oil. And the oil companies at the time was also in support of the government of Nigeria, because they are not sure what Ojukwu and Co would do. And the Ojukwu and Co were sending mixed messages. Okay, so a people that were able to fight jointly for 3 years, you can't say that such a people don't love themselves. If they don't love themselves, more people would have died in that civil war. Of course, that civil war, over 3 million people lost their lives. Several others sustained serious and life-changing injuries. They were united in fighting that war. They were united. So you can see that it is not true that they don't love themselves. You can say, okay, oh, they united because it was a war that was imposed on them. They had no choice. But I will also give you other reasons to show you that they are united. And we'll get to that soon when I will get into how the Igbos united and took over education in Nigeria, so that you can be able to appreciate what I'm talking about. But before we get to that, if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Now, in 1979, 9 years after the Civil War, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe became the presidential candidate of the NNPP and was running for the president of Nigeria. That was during the Second Republic. At that time, the South, the Igbo speaking area of Nigeria had only 2 states, Imo and Anambra states, which had now been split into 5 states. All the Southeast, all the states, all the Igbo speaking states voted for Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the same way the Yoruba speaking states voted for Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and the Hausa speaking states, Hausa Fulani, voted for Shehu Shagari. So you can see the Igbos didn't abandon Azikiwe. If they are a nation, a people that don't love themselves, they wouldn't have voted for Zik. So that is another proof on a political front that the Igbos love themselves. In 2023, remember, ahead of the 2023 presidential election, there were many people who were convinced that Igbos don't love themselves, who are saying it, regurgitating it by some Igbos too. They say P2B is not going anywhere. Even in the Southeast, he's not going to get any vote. They were saying it. They were saying it. But even though in that election, P2B was the most qualified, the most competent, the most credible, and the most knowledgeable, which ordinarily, even if P2B is not an Igbo, if the Igbos have no candidates, they would have voted for P2B if he had come from anywhere else. Because Igbos also love competence and capacity to deliver. The sing song was that Igbos will not support P2B. They will not vote for P2B. That at the end of the day, Atiku Abubakar will sweep the area because that area is known for PDP. What happened? Didn't people of Igbo extraction in southeast of Nigeria vote overwhelmingly to the chagrin of their detractors? And they voted massively for P2B. Because P2B himself is competent. Now, if P2B is not competent, the Igbos would have rejected him. Let's say it was Osio Carlo that came out on the Labour Party. The Igbos would not have voted for him. But once he is an Igbo who is competent in the mode of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, you can see the Igbos rallying around him. And some people now began to accuse the Igbos of being clannish, that they don't know how to play national politics. The same people that were saying that Igbos don't love themselves, they won't even vote for Peter Obi. Now they voted for Peter Obi. And people are saying, oh, they don't understand politics. They put all their egg in one basket. Come on. Meanwhile, the Hausa Fulani have been voting for Buhari all these years. Hausa Fulani have been voting for Yaradua all these years. Hausa Fulani have been voting for Shagari all these years. Nobody called them clannish. But because Igbos voted for Peter Obi, they are termed clannish. But good enough, it's not only Igbos that found out that Peter Obi is a man of quality, a man of character, a man of integrity, who deserved to be in the Aso Rock Villa. He was overwhelmingly voted by Nigerians, and he won the election before the election was stolen from him. So that's another indication for you to know that the Igbos, it's not true that Igbos don't love themselves. Igbos love themselves. They voted for Peter Obi, and they will vote for another Igbo person who is competent if the person comes out, and they can vouch for him in terms of his capacity, his integrity, his efficiency. Then another example to show that Igbos indeed love themselves is the Igbo apprenticeship scheme, or what they call in local parlance, Eba Boy. This is a system which the Igbos have used for several decades. It was the system that they used to transform their lives after they were given only 20 pounds after the Civil War. And even this system had been in existence before the Civil War. It's a system of building capacity of young men, that they are taking away young Igbo boys. You can call them because some people are taken away from their family members when they were 12, 10, or whatever. They stay with their boss or their oga, learning a trade, whatever kind of trade they chose. Could be motor spare parts, it could be building materials, it could be electronics, what have you. They stay with their oga for 8 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, as the case may be. And after the years of apprenticeship, this person is given a lump sum to start his own business, usually along the same line of business that he had trained, had understood the in and out of it. And then this same person will now take another boy from his community and start the same process. This is a long chain of creating wealth and empowerment. Now, if Igbos don't love themselves, why do they do this? Why do they do this? There are some communities in Igbo land, if you go there, these people are just known for selling medicine. And they keep on raising young men who learn the trade. After learning, he move on, he pick another person. There are some communities you go to in Southeast. They are known for drugs, selling all kinds of manufactured drugs. They are importers in drugs. There are places you go, they are importers of motorcycle parts. There are places you go, they are importers of motor parts. What have you? Just name any trade. And the cycle of raising this army of merchants is through the Igbo apprenticeship scheme. Now, if Igbos don't love themselves, how could they be able to do this successfully over all this decade? And was able to use this system to lift thousands of people, millions of people out of poverty in that part of Nigeria. So how can you say that people that does this They don't love themselves. In fact, there are instances of even people, Igbo boys, they don't even have a shop. Because even this Igbo boy, there are also some problems in them. Maybe there's a problem that one person was not settled, the person was not settled. But the experience, the knowledge the person has learned, maybe by the time he was to do freedom, his boss is no longer financially capable to settle him. But it may not be, the boss may not have given him the capital, but the knowledge, the trade, and everything that they had learned, he would put it to good use. You can see him running around in the market and doing stuff. If you want to buy something, he can go and get it for you. And that's how you'll be running around. One day you see him, he'll have a shop of his own. Because perhaps his boss didn't settle him due to one problem or the other. Those things do happen. But the training that he had gotten about how to be a man, how to fend for himself and everything, that nobody can take it away from him. His boss can't take it away from him. He uses it and live well. And people that does this in their community, in their nation, the Igbo nation, and you say they don't love themselves. How can you say that they don't love themselves? Perhaps you don't understand what is love. They love themselves. Okay? Now, let us look at the Western education, how Igbos overtook Southwest in Western education. You know, by geography, the Southwest were the first to have contact with Western education. That's a fact. They were the one to have, they had first contact with Western education because of geography. They are closer to the sea than the Southeast. Now, but when the people of Southeast understood the importance of education as a result of the colonialization of the colonialism which affected them, once they found out that education is the way of the future, they embrace it wholeheartedly. And the Southeast in uniform, in unity, communities were sending young men and women outside the Southeast, sending them abroad. You ask yourself, how did Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe end up studying in US? Now, the thing was so overwhelming that communities were contributing money. You can go and verify what I'm telling you. Communities were contributing money. Even if the person, the most brilliant in the schools available at that time, if their family members cannot send them abroad, communities will gather money and send the person abroad. They did this so much. The town unions, they were contributing money, ensuring that those who are brilliant are going ahead with education. Those who are not that brilliant, they divert to trade and all that. They did this so overwhelmingly that at the turn of the century, the Igbos had already taken over education in terms of numbers than the Southwest. That was why when University College Ibadan became a full-fledged university, the first indigenous professor or vice chancellor was Professor Kenneth Dike. And you know what it means. Professor Kenneth Dike was the first indigenous vice chancellor of University of Ibadan. It wasn't a Yoruba person that was the first indigenous vice chancellor. Before then, those who have been in charge of University College Ibadan were white people. because University College Ibadan was established in 1948 as a campus, one of the campuses of University of London. In fact, those who graduated from the school at the time, before it became a full-fledged university, their certificate used to be written University of London, because that was like a campus. What they had in Ibadan, they had not only in Ibadan, that they had in other colonial entities. University of London had colleges. But when the University of Ibadan becomes a full-fledged university, it was Professor Dike who became its first vice chancellor. Similarly, when University of Lagos was founded, the first vice chancellor was Professor Eni Njoku, an Igbo too, to show you how fast Igbos were able to, as a result of unity of purpose, were able to shoot ahead in education. And that was not lost on the Premier of Eastern Region at the time, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe built the first indigenous university in Nigeria. The first university in Nigeria that was built, Indigenous University of Nigeria, was built by Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. The University of Nigeria, Nsukka, 1955, is the oldest indigenous university in Nigeria. I don't want to talk about Ibadan. Of course, you would think that Ibadan is the first university in Nigeria. Why you take it like that is because it was the one that was built by the white people, the colonial masters. But the one that was built by a Nigerian leader, by a Nigerian official under his administration, was University of Nigeria, Nsukka. The first was University of Nigeria, Nsukka. 1955, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. And that was because there was enough manpower to propel it. There was enough manpower, enough educated people, because Igbo had produced a lot of people that could be able to man the offices at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. If you look at it, Ahmadu Bello University was built in 1962, 7 years after the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, was built by Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Premier of Western Region, 1961. Then it started operation 1962. They started classes 1962. And that was also 7 years after Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe had built the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, the first indigenous university in Nigeria that was built by a Nigerian official. The University College Ibadan was a product of colonialism, in the sense that it was built as a campus by the British, as a campus of University of London. And why was the Igbos able to do this? As I told you, is because they were able to understand the power of education, and communities begin to contribute money to send people to school, at home and abroad. So people that does this are the people you are saying that they don't love themselves. Well, it is because people like us have not yet come out to tell the story. And that's what I'm doing right now, to tell this story, so that you know that it's a lie to say that people of Southeast or the Igbo people, that they don't love themselves. It is not true. They love themselves, just like other ethnic nationalities love themselves. And their own, you can see the results over the years. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.